we're going to be making white bean chili. We're going to start by preparing some chicken from MidamarHalal.com with some poultry seasoning. Mix that until the chicken is completely coated in the seasoning, then we'll set that aside for a brief moment. Now we'll melt about a tablespoon of butter over medium heat and add 1 diced yellow onion. We want to fry that until they're softened but aren't totally translucent. Make sure you have your heat set to medium-low here as the butter burns at a lower temperature than most oils. Next, we'll add the remaining tablespoon of butter and add our chicken. Make sure to mix the chicken into the onion so everything cooks together. This will help infuse the chicken with all the flavors of the onion and the butter. Once the chicken is mostly cooked, we'll add 2 large cloves of minced garlic, in this case we used a garlic press, and we'll cook that until it's fragrant. Once it's smelling good and garlicky, we'll take that off the heat and set it aside for now. Then we'll prepare the bulk of our chili. We'll start with 3½ cups of halal chicken broth, 8 ounces of diced green chilies, 1 teaspoon of coriander, half a teaspoon of oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika, and 1½ teaspoons of cumin. We'll whisk that together and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes so the stock gets well seasoned. Next, carefully remove about 1 cup of the seasoned stock. Next, we'll pour about 1 cup of rinsed cannellini beans into a small food processor. Then we'll add our reserved stock. I'd recommend putting this in batches just to make sure that the beans don't get stuck to the sides too hard. We want to make sure this is nice and smooth and creamy so that it blends really well into our stock. We'll add that back to our stock as well as the remaining 30 ounces of canned cannellini beans that we've rinsed. Then we'll add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. We only want to use about half a teaspoon each here, and we'll give it a good mix. Then we'll add 8 ounces of cream cheese and 1 package of snowpack organic corn. You can find that corn available at our link in the description below. We want to give this a really good mix to make sure that the cream cheese is completely melted and the corn has a chance to get nice and warm. We'll add our chicken and onion mixture along with its accumulated juices, then we'll follow that up with about 1 tablespoon of lime juice. One final time, we'll add salt and pepper along with 1 tablespoon of cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can always leave this ingredient out and the taste will still be great. We'll give that a taste to make sure that the salt and pepper ratios are good, and then we'll move to the final step. We mix in Monterey Jack cheese in batches of about 2 to 3 tablespoons at a time. I found that about 6 to 7 tablespoons got the chili to a good consistency. Not too thick, not too thin, just what I wanted. I'd recommend serving this with a little bit more cheese, slices of avocado, and some tortilla chips just to bring everything together. And that's it for this week. We hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as we did, and if you added anything that made it even better, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss out on next week's great recipe.